Hello and welcome. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the clothes you wear every single day. We're going to dive into the unseen science that decides why some clothes feel amazing and last forever, while others, well, they just don't.
So, let's start with a question you've probably asked yourself. Why is it that one cotton corda can be your absolute favorite for years, staying crisp and perfect, while another one that looks almost identical just wilts and looks old after only a few washes? What is going on there?
Well, I can tell you it's not luck, and it's definitely not magic. The answer is pure, fascinating science, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, the secret is something called physical fabric testing. You can think of it as a series of intense challenges, like a boot camp for fabrics, that separates the ones that are built to last from the ones that, just can't handle the pressure.
So what is it really? It's all about mimicking real life. Scientists take these fabrics and they stretch them, they rub them, they wash them. Basically, they do everything you would do, but in a controlled lab setting. These tests are like looking into a crystal ball to see how a fabric will perform long before it ever becomes a piece of clothing.
First up, let's talk about the big one, strength and durability. How do our clothes actually survive the simple act of being worn day in and day out?
Okay, so the first test is called tensile strength. In simple terms, this is about how much you can pull on a fabric before it rips. Imagine the palu of a beautiful sari getting caught on something, or just the strain on the shoulder of a bag you've stuffed way too full. For a garment to last, having high tensile strength is absolutely non-negotiable.
And this comparison makes it super clear. Woven fabrics, like the cotton in a nice crisp kurta, have this tight, grid-like structure. That firm weave locks all the threads together, giving it a ton of strength. On the other hand, you have knitted fabrics, like your favorite t-shirt. They're made of these interlocking loops, which makes them stretchy and comfy, but it also means they generally have lower tensile strength. It's all about the right fabric for the right job.
Next, there's abrasion resistance. Just think about it. Our clothes are constantly rubbing against chairs, seat belts, backpacks, you name it. This test measures how well a fabric can handle all that friction without wearing out. It's really the difference between a pair of pants that looks brand new for ages and one that gets those shiny, thin patches after just a few wears.
And when a fabric has poor abrasion resistance, you get something we all hate: pilling. Yep, those tiny, annoying little balls of fluff that show up on your sweaters. That's what pilling is. It's caused by that exact same friction where loose fibers get all tangled up on the surface. It's a sure sign of how well or how poorly a fabric is going to age.
Okay, so durability is huge, but we also want our clothes to actually look good and feel nice, right? So this next batch of tests is all about appearance and aesthetics.
Have you ever wondered how some shirts can come out of a packed suitcase looking totally pristine, while others look like they've been slept in for a week? The secret has a name: crease recovery. It's basically a fabric superpower to just bounce back from wrinkles. This is what keeps you looking sharp from morning to night. And here's a really practical breakdown. Natural fibers like cotton and linen, they look beautiful, but boy, do they love to crease. Synthetics like polyester, though, are often engineered to be wrinkle-free. It's because their smooth, man-made fibers are just more resilient. They spring back into place. That's definitely something to remember next time you're packing a bag.
Now, for one of my personal favorites, drape. This one isn't about strength, it's about pure elegance. Drape is that beautiful, graceful way a fabric hangs and moves. Just picture the flow of a lenga or a soft, breezy dress. The drape is what gives a garment its personality, whether it's going to be soft and flowy or stiff and structured.
Let's talk about comfort. Because let's be honest, especially in a warm climate, this next test might just be the most important one of all for what we choose to wear every day.
We're talking about air permeability, which is really just the scientific way of saying breathability. It literally measures how easily air can pass through a fabric. And this is so important because more airflow means better ventilation. And better ventilation means you stay cooler and way more comfortable when the temperature rises.
And this chart really says it all. You can see that natural fabrics like cotton and linen have really high air permeability. They let the air flow right through. That's why they're perfect for summer. But synthetics, like polyester and nylon, they're way down on the low end, which is why they can sometimes feel sticky and uncomfortable in the heat. It's a super simple guide for dressing for the weather.
All right, a garment has made it through daily wear, it looks good, but now it faces its final and maybe its toughest challenge, laundry day.
The key test here is for dimensional stability. It's a fancy term for a very simple question. Will this fabric keep its original size and shape after you wash it? Because when a fabric fails this test, you get the one thing we all dread: shrinkage. Oh, we have all been there, pulling your favorite shirt out of the wash only to find it's mysteriously become 2 sizes too small.
So how do they even know if something will shrink? Well, it's not guesswork. It's a very precise science. As you can see here, they mark a very exact area on the fabric. Then they wash it under perfectly controlled lab conditions. And finally, they measure that same area again to calculate the exact percentage of shrinkage. It's all down to the numbers.
So we've gone through all these tests: stretching, rubbing, washing. But what does all this lab stuff actually mean for you? Let's bring it out of the lab and right into your wardrobe.
Think of all this information as your new shopping superpower. You're now armed with a mental checklist. You can ask yourself, is this fabric strong enough for how I'll wear it? Is it going to start pilling and look old after a month? Will it stay neat? Is it breathable enough to be comfortable? And of course, the big one, is it going to shrink? You can now think like a textile expert.
And this quote from the research really just ties it all together perfectly. It says that these tests build a strong connection between a fabric's structure and its functional behavior. What that means is the way a garment performs, how it feels, how it lasts, how it looks, it all goes back to the basic science of how its threads are put together. It's not random at all.
Which leaves us with one final question to think about. Now that you know about all the hidden science that goes into your clothes, are you ever going to look at a simple clothing label the same way again?